How can we enhance the education for our children? In our next presentation, we want to show that if it is interesting, it will become learning without burden. Here we present two stories from our book on value education, Learning to be Great. While the stories will be told, the artist from the Foundation of Art and Culture for the Deaf will illustrate them.
Dear teachers, now we'll tell you a story, and we'll also enact it in one way, project it, narrate it for you, and also our artist, Mr. Ganesh, he will draw it alongside. If we use this method with our children, that is, drawing as well as listening the story in a narrative way, in a little more dramatic way, they enjoy it more and learn it very well. Now here this story we are teaching you to make children understand that we should not fight with one another and we should stay united. Long, long ago there was a big peepal tree. Do you know? A large peepal tree. Peepal trees are normally very big and they are very old. And under that peepal tree, a partridge decided to make her small nest. She made a beautiful nest for herself. Now this partridge, she was comfortably living in that nest for some time. But you know what happened after some days? The food that she had in that near area of that peepal tree, it finished. And since there was no food, she started thinking, now what to do? From my little peepal tree and my little nest, what should I do? Where should I go? Now, somebody came to her and they told her, somewhere very far, there are people who are growing rice. If you go to those farms, you will be able to get rice for yourself every day. Partridge liked the idea. Though she will have to go away from her house, but at least she will get food there in that farm which is growing little far from her. Hence the partridge went away from her village. Do you know, children? In our cities also, when in the farms the laborers don't get food, they come to the cities and they start working as labor over there. So similarly, our little partridge, it migrated from her cozy village to another village, and there it started getting food from that farm. Now what happened when she went away? Her little nest, it was empty. When the nest was empty, then one day one rabbit came there. He looked into the nest. He found there was nobody. He did not want to make a nest for himself. So what did the rabbit do? He went inside the nest and he started comfortably living in that nest of the partridge. Partridge lived in the farm where the rice was growing for 1 month, 1.5 months. Then it became very cold there. She thought, let me go back. I will go to my own old house only. And slowly, she started walking back to her village. In the meantime, this rabbit, he had already entered her nest and he had started comfortably living there. When this partridge came, she looked into her nest. And what did she find? She found that some white fur was visible from the nest. Oh, she started wondering, my nest should have been empty, but here I see somebody in the nest. She looked more carefully. Look, there is a rabbit sitting inside my nest, she thought. Now, this partridge, she felt very angry. She told him, what are you doing here? This is my house. Your house? Asked the rabbit. I have been living here for many days. This is not your house. But you cannot stay here anymore, said the partridge. I built the house. I have always lived here. You can ask anybody. Why should I ask anybody? Replied the rabbit arrogantly. When I came here, I found that nobody was living in this house. So I started living here. Since I live here, this is my house. You can ask anybody. I am living here. No, it's my house, said the partridge. I went out in search of food. Now I have come back. So please get out of my house. No, I won't, said the rabbit firmly. I am not going to leave the house. The quarrel between the partridge and the rabbit, it went on for a long time. Many animals listened to the quarrel, but none of them could say to them whom the house belonged. Children, when people are fighting, other people, they come, they just give suggestions and walk away. Nobody actually helps. So, the rabbit and the partridge then decided to go in search of a judge. They wanted to have a judge who could at least settle their matter. They walked several miles and came to the banks of River Ganga. Now at River Ganga, what did they see? They saw a big cat. Both the rabbit and partridge were frightened. As soon as the cat saw them, she closed her eyes and she stood upon her hind legs, holding her prayer beads, and it started praying loudly. Both partridge and rabbit looked at the cat for some time. They said, "How nicely she says her prayers," said the rabbit. "I think we can ask her to judge our matter. But be careful, the cat is our natural enemy," said the partridge. Still they presented their quarrel to the cat. The cat heard them and sat silently for some time. Now, you see, cat is very clever. She knew that if from a distance she will jump at them, they will both run away. Now, what should she do? She sat down quietly, pretending as if she was still praying. And then she said, "I am very old. I could not hear you both properly. Please come near and then tell me the story again." In their fight, both the rabbit and the partridge forgot the fear of the cat. They moved close to it to tell their story once again. And before they knew what was happening, the cat jumped at them and hit them both with her paws. She killed them and made the fighting partridge and rabbit her food. So in the fight between themselves, they both lost their lives. Now children, do you understand? Why did both partridge and rabbit, they get killed by the cat? You know, if they wouldn't have been fighting, if cat would have not been so greedy, if rabbit was nice and he would have not occupied poor partridge's house, all this would not have happened. So, there are so many lessons that we learn from this story. First is, we should not occupy somebody else's house. You should not take somebody else's things. Be happy and be contented with your own things. Also, if you are fighting, you be very carefully who is going to be your judge. In these days, there are many people who are like this ferocious cat. They will be actually inside something else. Outside, they will be doing prayers and they will be doing so many things. So, you should be very carefully thinking of projecting your problems to other people. Also, you should see if somebody gives you something and says, "Come, come, come, here is a nice cake for you." Be very careful. You should not eat like this. Also, if something is lying somewhere or somebody is giving you something attractive, think twice. Why should I take something from somebody? So there are so many things that you learn from this little story which is so famous. Now you remember in our country we were ruled by foreign rulers. Why were we ruled by foreign rulers for so many years? Because we were fighting with one another. If you don't fight with one another, if you are united, you will be always successful. So this is a little story, my children, and so many lessons we learn from this. And my dear teachers, if we like this draw the pictures for children and then tell them the story, they will learn it. Now, you know, Maria Montessori, she made a full system of teaching because she was working with mentally retarded children. Now, even if you are talking to blind children, you can project the things dramatically to them because they can hear. And those who cannot hear, for them if you make a drawing, they will understand. And the normal children also, they will enjoy both the things. So this is a good method of teaching that you can follow. Here, this was the story of a partridge and a rabbit who went for judgment to a cat. Thank you. Now let us look at how can we teach certain concepts to our children. We have a book called Language Builder, which is basically a grammar, a vocabulary building story, a book. And we have used activities in that. Now if a child performs an activity, he is able to or she is able to learn that concept much better. Let's say we want to teach him a noun. What is a noun? Now if you just simply tell the definition to the child that a noun is the name of a person, place and thing, he will just mug it up. But he will never understand what we are talking. Let's say we make a small drawing for him. In that drawing, what we show is a noun which is a person. What is a person? A nurse. Here is a nurse and she is going somewhere and she is wearing something. Now, a noun is a name of a person, place and thing. So we say and we make him draw a noun or as a person, a nurse, then what is the nurse doing? She is getting ready to go somewhere. So as you keep on drawing along with that, when you are defining a concept to the child, their concentration will be totally towards you. So a nurse, then what is she doing? A nurse wearing a cap. Now what happened? Nurse is a person. Wearing a cap, a thing. Now cap is the name of a thing. And nurse is the name of a person. A nurse wearing a cap. And where does the nurse go generally? A nurse goes to the hospital. Where does a nurse work? A nurse works in a hospital. So a nurse wearing a cap is going to a hospital. Now hospital is the name of a place. So nurse wearing a cap is going to a hospital. Once you try to show this to the children with a drawing and you try to tell them also, they will always remember. You make a sentence like this for them and tell them to chant the sentence. A nurse wearing a cap is going to the hospital. Noun is the name of a person, place and thing. Here is a person, here is a thing, here is a place. So a nurse wearing a cap is going to the hospital. So this is one method of teaching to the children. We make them draw a nurse, we make them draw a cap, simple, and a simple sort of hospital or a wall. And then we tell them to color. Once they have done thing with their own hand, with an activity-oriented method, they will always remember the concept, and after many years also, they will be able to remember the definition. So, that is how you can define noun. Similarly, you can do the other concepts also in a similar sort of way. You make a drawing. Let us say you are teaching them singular and plural. Squirrel, squirrels. So squirrels, lot of squirrels you show them. So there is one single squirrel, there are lot of squirrels. So when we do this type of a thing, it becomes very interesting for them. So this is the method of teaching that you can follow for children, and this is the method that we have adopted in our language builder also, so that they can learn their grammar properly. Dear teachers, there are many different ways in which we can teach our children. Now, one way is telling them stories, which we have given in our book. Then we have also given them so many outdoor and indoor projects also. Once they are seeing things with their own eyes and feeling them, then there is a greater impression that is formed on their mind. Now, for example, here is a project of a tree with them. You stand under a tree and show them how majestically this tree stands. What all it gives us. I am standing under the tree, it is giving me shade. So many birds are there whose nests are inside this tree. So, in those trees, nests, the birds can stay. So many insects are there who live on this tree. And this tree, without asking anything from them, it goes on giving shelter to them, protection to them. And then what else it gives you? It gives you fruit that you eat. And these leaves and branches and wood, everything is used by us. And not only that, these trees, they give you oxygen, which you inhale and with which you live. They make your food, they give you oxygen. We live because of them. It is because of these trees only that rainfall is there. So what do we learn from them? Giving. Giving without asking. These trees, they go on giving you and they do not ask anything from you. Let us stand under these trees and understand what is the value of giving, and let us protect these dear trees of ours. Thank you. My dear teachers, besides the outdoor activities, there are indoor activities also that we can do with our students, which will create a long-term impression on their minds. For example, let's take the candle activity. What we can do is, you can close all the doors of your classroom, close all the windows, switch off all the lights, and slowly you make your classroom totally dark. Students will think some magic is happening in the school. Then once you have made everything dark, you lit a small candle in front of the students. And then ask them to sit down peacefully in front of the candle and start looking at it. And various questions that you can ask for students at that time is, what is giving you light now? From where are you getting the light? They will say, candle is giving us the light. Okay, how does the candle give you the light? It is burning itself and giving us the light. Oh, it's burning and giving the light to you. See, candle is burning itself and giving light to you people. Same way, we should try to take problems of other people on ourselves and give happiness to them. Be like a candle and give light to others. There is something else also that you can teach them. I'll tell you one more story here. One day, an old man was very disturbed. He told the son, "Oh son, you are going down. You are going down now. How will I see? I will be moving around in my dark hut all alone and I won't be able to see anything." And the old man started crying. He said that in the darkness, after the sun goes down, I won't be able to see anything. And how will I manage myself? There was a small little lamp, a small little candle that was burning in the hut. It said, "Oh old man, don't cry. Like sun, I can't light the whole world, but your little hut I can light. So my dear children, even though you are small, but you can do a lot of things for other people. Don't think I am small and I can't do anything." So with this little candle teachers, we can teach children so many things for them. Thank you.
Let me tell you a story now from Learning to be Great, Book 1. It will be illustrated by Mrs. Rajni. This story is from Persia. In Persia, there was a man by the name Majid. He used to live in Tehran. One day, Majid wanted to travel from Tehran to a nearby village. So he took his donkey and set out on his journey. From morning to evening, he traveled on his donkey. But by dusk, he was very tired and thirsty. So Majid started looking for a place where he could take some rest and drink some water. To his good luck, he very soon found a well. And that well was surrounded by beautiful date trees. Majid thought to himself, what a beautiful place! I can't find a better place than this to take rest. So I'll spend the night here. Thus, Majid took his donkey and tied it to a tree. And he went towards the well. As he looked into the well, he saw the reflection of the moon in it. And Majid thought, "Oh my God! The poor moon has fallen into the well. I must save it. I must save the moon." And thus saying so, Majid started running around to find something so that he could fetch the moon out. To his good luck, he found a bucket nearby. The bucket was tied to a long rope. He took the bucket and put it into the water. As the bucket splashed into the water, it got stuck into a stone. Now our dear Majid started pulling the rope. But as he was pulling the rope got stuck and it did not budge. Majid tried very hard to pull the rope. He tried harder and harder. But the harder he tried, the rope did not move at all. Majid wondered, what happened? He was thinking, how is it possible? Why is the rope not moving? Then it suddenly struck to Majid that the reason why the rope is not moving is that the moon must have got into the bucket. And because the moon is in the bucket, it has become very heavy. And that is why the bucket is not coming out. So Majid thought, the moon is in the bucket. Now I should make sure that I pull the moon out. At any cost, I will just pull it out. So Majid started trying very hard. He put all his strength. He prayed to the Almighty. And he put all his strength into pulling the rope out. The more it did not move, the more he tried hard to pull it out. The harder and harder he tried, but the rope would not budge. Finally what Majid did was, he prayed to God Almighty. And he counted 1, 2, 3. And he put all his strength into pulling the rope. and with one stroke of full strength, he pulled very hard. What happened was that the rope snapped, and because of the rope snapping, Majid fell on the ground and he hurt his back badly. And there was a loud sound of thud and a loud sound of cry. Ah! But as Majid fell down, he saw the moon. And as he saw the moon, he started saying, "My back is terribly hurt. But I'm so happy that the moon is safe." As you all saw, she has been illustrating the story, and she would continue to illustrate the story, which I just narrated to you. Thank you so much.